Hi, everybody. Welcome to my Positively Healthy Moms Club. Today, I'm so excited about the guest I've brought in, Hilary Russo. Actually, and I go way, way, way back. We were sorority sisters in college. And so it's just insane that we are reconnecting in our adult lives and bringing our professional expertise together today for you to help out the moms dealing with stress, overwhelm, anxiety, even trauma, things like that. So, Hilary, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do?
First of all, how excited I am to reconnect with my sisters. This is just amazing. I love the fact that the digital age exists and we can be all over the world and connect. And I think I saw that it was so prevalent during the pandemic, especially
Mhm.
doing the work that I do, that I'm able to hold space for people all over the world. This has given us such a positive way of being able to connect with people. So old friends and new. So thank you.
Exactly, exactly. So, as you know, I'm a teen and parent well-being coach, and I work with moms and teenagers on lots of different topics. But one of the things we do focus on is stress, anxiety, and overwhelm. And it is that time of year where we are on the countdown for back to school. And this is the time of year where everybody kind of starts to freak out. Moms do, the teenagers do. We're doing all the back to school shopping and getting ready for sports and activities and
Mhm.
class schedules. And it's just like our minds kind of start to blow up.
Mhm.
So, how can your expertise, specifically in the havening technique, help with that?
Absolutely. That's such a good question, and it's hard to believe that we're already at that place with summer coming to an end in some areas of the country, right? But for me, what I've noticed is that our schools, our children can become more well-rounded adults when they have tools for self-healing, self-exploration, self-empowerment. It really does go back to self. And where Haveney comes into play is it is a psychosensory approach that involves touch and positive thought, positive distraction to really rewire the brain. And kids today need more social emotional learning tools in school,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
This is so essential for their own emotional well-being, for children and adults. I have kids as young as 5 years old that I work with up into 85,
Oh,
right?
wow. That's amazing.
So there's no age that's off limits, but basically what you're just doing is you're letting somebody know, a child know, an adult know, that you have the tools to self-soothe, to self-regulate, to take control of your emotions. And
Hmm.
it's so beautiful because it's not having to rely on someone else to do that. My whole thing is when people call me a healer, when they call me somebody that's healing you or empowering you, I don't want that kind of control, nor do I have it. The only person I can do that to is myself.
Hmm.
So if I can empower myself, I know others can do it.
Hmm.
And what havening is it's a psychosensory approach that uses touch and
Hmm.
pleasant distraction to change your thoughts, moods, behaviors, and habits
Right.
rapidly and many times permanently.
Hmm.
And when you do that, you put your brain in what they call a delta wave state, which is a sleep state. You're not necessarily sleeping, but this is a
Hmm.
state we get into when we are sleeping, is delta waves. So when you're in delta, you're able to bring about a sense of calm. You're going into what they call the parasympathetic nervous system, which
Hmm.
is where you're able to make find the calm in the chaos, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
And we call havening CPR for the amygdala because this little amygdala here, Amy, as we call her,
Uh-huh.
Amy is the warrior. Amy is the one that skins the knee and might cry and need to be told you're okay. And
Hmm.
havening is like the transitive verb for haven, a safe place, a safe haven.
Oh, I never knew where the name came from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes so much sense. Okay.
Yeah, so I studied with the co-developing doctors, Dr. Stephen Ron Rudin, very close to them. I've done a number of the Havening conferences. I just came back from Dublin where I was speaking on secondary trauma. And I learned so much about this, wishing I had these tools when I was younger, wishing I had
Mm-hmm.
them when I was, a child, but also even as I was getting into my career as a journalist, which were the forgotten first responders, and then
Mm-hmm.
falling into this work or even dealing with the everyday upsets or lack of sleep, overwhelm, stress. As a college professor now, which is part of what I do, just giving kids tools to be able to self-soothe, to be able to get in front of an audience when I'm teaching on camera performance or journalism,
Mm-hmm.
or just to prepare them for a test. If they're able to have these tools to self-soothe and self-regulate, they release the oxytocin, the serotonin, the dopamine, the GABA in the brain. These are all those happy hormones.
Yeah.
And that is where you're able to find that sense of calm in the chaos. And the
Mm-hmm.
beauty of this work is that you can do it yourself. as a trauma-informed practitioner, I would never suggest that someone do trauma work on their own. You need to
Mhm.
be supported, you need to be guided. But for the everyday upsets that arise, for the little stressors, the upsets that occur, the less duress, you can haven to the happiness, right?
Mhm.
And one of the things I talk about a lot with my program, which is the Hug It Out program, which is actually an acronym for healing, understanding, and gratitude.
Ah,
That's self-healing,
okay.
self-understanding, self-gratitude.
Mm.
So when we have that, we are able to make better decisions, be more clear-minded, more focused, just realize that the true value is what we bring to the table. And if we're
Mm.
putting that in the hands of children, Laura, like
Mhm.
imagine what we could do. Imagine what they will become as much more well-rounded adults that know that their feelings matter. They're not just being told to go to detention, think about what you did, like we were told in our day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's more of, have you thought about how you responded to that? Do you want to consider where it's coming from, where you're feeling it, and you're
Mhm.
giving them the ability to take control of their own emotions, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's beautiful because we're pairing it with music now. We're seeing it with different elements. I'm about to do. Actually, we just in the area I'm in, we just paired with the county family services to
Oh,
support kids in this area, and we're seeing it being put in schools, just so there are ways to be kind to the mind, as I call it.
wow, that's just incredible and great work that you're doing. And, I so appreciate the goodness that you're putting out into the world for, kids. And you said through ages 85. And I'm just thinking how this, relates to our moms group, and it relates on so many different levels. But I'm just thinking on the day to day
Mhm.
stressors of moms where we
Yeah.
are busy trying to get our kids to school on time. Then we have to rush off to whatever we have next in the middle of our day while the kids are at school. Then we have the whole afternoon thing. And what happens, and what I found, is that when moms aren't doing that type of self-care and self-compassion and any type of personal work, then their fuses become
Mm.
very short and their self-regulation goes down. And then that's when the relationship between the mom and the teenager becomes very disrupted, because we all know the teenagers have heightened emotions as well. And so when you have two people with heightened emotions, it's not really a good recipe, right? So it's
Very
like
much
if we
so.
can kind of get everyone kind of more regulated and down, and it really starts with the parents. It starts with the mom. She's the leader of the home when it comes to this kind of emotional regulation. And so I
Mhm.
feel like if you can teach the moms these skills, then they can pass it on to their kids, their husbands, their co-parents, whoever else is in the around their children, just to kind of keep everybody from just kind of having these little daily mini meltdowns.
Yes, absolutely. So going back to that, while the children are important, they're going to mirror back what they see with their parents, right? They're going to mirror back what they see with their environment around them. And the majority of the people that I serve are like us. They are the moms. They are taking on all the responsibilities, and they're the ones that take care of the home. They're the nurturer, right?
Mhm.
And so when we think about even havening is a nurturing approach, because it's like you're giving yourself a hug, or washing your hands or touching your face. These are things that we tend to see mom do to soothe us, right? So it's a
Mhm.
very nurturing, mothering approach. And
Mhm.
it's also something that you can nurture and mother yourself. So when
Mhm.
mom is feeling the upset and the overwhelm, and the kids have to go to this practice and we need to buy that, we need to make sure they got everything for camp and school and all the extracurricular activities, or maybe a child is struggling with something, the mom's going to feel it first, or the main caregiver is going to feel it first. So
Mhm.
if that person has those tools to be able to take a step back, and I tell this to my moms all the time,
Mhm.
take a step back and just hold space for yourself. Breathing matters. Give yourself the grace and the space to just be in your own calm and quiet for a moment. And
Mhm.
like during the pandemic, everyone's living under one roof.
Right.
Nobody's getting out. I would say just find yourself a space for 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Close yourself in the bathroom if you have to, if there's
Mhm.
kids running around, because we
Mhm.
know they're knocking mom on the doors, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
even if they're not, take a walk outside, go get grounded, and just sit there and like find that pleasant distraction. And if you want to, we can do it real quick. We could do a really quick havening
Yeah,
right
let's
here.
hear it. I'd
Yeah.
love to. It'd be great. That's fantastic. Let's
So
try it.
let me ask you something, and anyone else who's watching, whether you're watching now or later. I want you to bring to mind something that's causing you upset. Something
Okay.
that's like you would like to just go away. It's just sitting with you. and causing a little irkiness in your body. And when
Mhm.
you have that, and the beauty of havening is you don't have to share what your upset is when you speak with a practitioner. But most of the time when they trust you and they connect with you, they're going to share anyway.
Okay.
But in this case, you can bring something to mind that's causing you some kind of an upset,
Mhm.
right? Do you have it?
I do. Yes.
I want you to give it a number from 0 to 10, with 0 is what I call namaste all day. Doesn't bother you at all.
Okay.
10 is off the charts.
Okay.
Like, where are you on that scale?
Yeah, I've got a high one. I got a big one on me right now. I have a 10. I have a 10.
You're definitely a mom.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you think of that 10, where do you feel it in the body? Like, where is it resonating? Like, where is it kind of
I
feeling?
definitely feel like a tightness in my chest. Like it's harder to get like a really deep breath. And I can feel like my heart just feeling like a little bit tighter than usual.
Yeah. Okay. So you're feeling it. So it's just like being present with knowing it's coming from this part of your body. And if you were to give it a word, what word would you give it? Like, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel heavy.
So there's a lot of weight on your shoulders,
Yeah.
a lot of weight in your heart, and very common. So what I want you to do now is, the havening touch, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's hands, it's the face, or like you're giving yourself a hug from your shoulders down to your elbows, right? And then what I want you to do is close your eyes, and now just before you even start havening, because you're going to continue havening with your eyes closed for a second. And I know we're on camera, but I do this all the time. Close your eyes, and I want you to think about that thing, like just for a moment, like just how heavy it is, the fact that it just feels the way it feels in your body. Just bring it to the surface. Okay? Yeah. And if anyone else out there is feeling that as well, whatever your word is, wherever you're on the scale, bring it to mind for a second. And then as soon as you had it with you, I want you to just forget about it. And then find yourself a positive place, something that brings you joy, a person, a place, experience, something that just brings you ultimate joy. And do you have that?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want you to start havening. Like your hands, your arms, beautiful. Just give yourself the love you need, the self-love, self-hug. Keep havening. And I'm just going to count to 20. And what I want you to do is, in this space, in this place that brings you joy, this experience, this place, this thing. And if you're not someone who's visual, you can hum a song, you can sing a song, whatever brings you joy. I'm going to count to 20. And we're going to go a little faster than normal. And with each number that I hit, I want you to think of something within that experience that brings you joy. Okay. So if you're on the beach, 1 is seashells, 2 is the sun, like that kind of thing. Okay.
Got it.
And let's just start with that first powerful step. You're going to walk into 1. That first step is the hardest, standing in the tension across the threshold, walking into that space of your neural garden. And just take a deep breath in 1, knowing that you took this really powerful step. And then go to 2, feeling lighter and calmer. And keep havening like you're washing your hands, giving yourself a hug, or even doing it on your face. And go into 3, and then 4. Beautiful. Just feeling lighter and lighter, calmer and more connected. Give yourself the space and grace to connect with your higher self, the one that knows that you're okay. Everything is okay. You're in your safe haven. 4, deep breath. Step into 5, feeling lighter and calmer and more connected, more confident that you have the tools to be kind to your mind. 5 to 6, 7, 8, feeling lighter and calmer, more connected, at peace. 8, 9, 10. Take a deep breath, halfway there. And 11. What is a lemon that you're feeling? Maybe you're seeing something, maybe you're tasting something, maybe the other senses are activated wherever you are. Be really present with that. Bring that visual to mind like you were there. 12, 13. Nice. I already see smiles. 14. And then 15. Take a deep breath on 15. Really breathing the air. Feel it in the cells of your body, like it's tickling all your cells. Every good breath coming in. 16. Let it out. 17. Beautiful. 18. 19. And that last powerful step is 20. Take a deep breath in, step to 20. And then in your mind's eye, before you open your eyes, just turn around in your mind's eye and see how far you've come on the journey. It's how much more lighter and calmer, more at peace, more connected you are to yourself, knowing you have the tools to change the narrative, to change your thoughts, moods, behaviors, and habits rapidly. This is your power. And then just take another deep breath. And then whenever you're ready, you can put your hands in your lap and open your eyes and tell me what number you're at now.
Wow, I feel great.
Great.
It's like a 1, like a 1 or 0.
You're at a 10 to a 1, 0.
Yeah.
And what is your word that you feel now?
Oh, just like free.
And your word before was heavy.
Yeah.
You went from heavy to free, from 10 to a 0 in less than like 5 minutes.
Wow. That's
the power of this modality.
Wow. That's so amazing. I'm so happy you shared that with me, because again, I knew what this was, but I've never had a practitioner teach me. And so I'm so excited. In fact, I don't think I told you this is, I first got introduced to this through my Dr. Amen brain health certification, my brain trainer. And so I knew you're a specialist and I had been meaning to connect with you. So I'm so glad we finally did.
I'm so glad to hear that. So Daniel Amen, you heard it, like he's amazing. And he's really helping us put this out there as well. So that's great.
Yes, I'm so excited. So just to round out to our time today, so how can the people come find you with your Hug It Out event tonight?
Sure. Well, just that event or in the future. So tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, I'm relaunching my Havening free Havening group sessions. And in order to do that, it's being a part of my my Hug It Out collective, which is a Facebook group. Right now I'm doing it just for the collective, so it's a safe container. But during the pandemic, I was doing them every week for free just to give people these tools. Now, so you can go to the Hug It Out collective on Facebook, join the Facebook group, and there's a link in there for the Zoom to join tonight at 7:30 Eastern time. I'm going to do a little havening. We're going to do a little bit of somatic healing and just give you the tools to put the power in your hands. And then of course, anyone that's interested, I also do a complimentary one-on-one session. So you can see if something like this aligns with you and you know that this is a powerful approach that you can put in your hands. And that's easy enough just to find me at hilaryrusso.com/havening.
Perfect. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We so appreciate it. Yes, so great to see you and catch up. The Gamma Phi Betas live on, and you have a fantastic rest of your day.
You too. I'll talk to you soon. I hope.
Yeah. You need to keep this up.
Be well.
Thanks.